What's up, guys? I'm back. Sorry about that. Yes, there was an issue with the sound. You were correct. Welcome to tonight's Late Night Agenda. I'm your host, Craig. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight is all about the Champions League, guys. We've seen the draw. We have the dates. We know what to expect. How are you feeling, guys? I am absolutely over the moon with that draw. I have to say, I'm delighted that we got Paris Saint-Germain, Napoli, and look, Red Star Belgrade. If we're being honest. But yeah, so welcome. What are you guys thinking? How are you feeling? Loving the green screen, said Will. Thank you very much. Hi Craig, hey Connor, hey everyone, said Dirty Girl. Craig is miming tonight. Yeah, apologies. I was messing around with Connor and we were setting stuff up on the green screen. I forgot to hit the sound button. See, this is what happens when I'm left in charge and Connor isn't here to save me. James is in. Owen, Thomas, how are we? DZB, Will, Dirty Girl, Louis, Megan Onky, Imran. Great to have everybody back with us. We've all had a chance to digest that Champions League draw. We've had a chance to have a look at the Carabao Cup draw, which of course pitted Liverpool at home against Chelsea in the third round. Unfortunate for Chelsea that they're going to get knocked out in the third round, but it is what it is, folks. Love to know how you guys are feeling. Love to know what you think of the Champions League draw. Just quickly, I'll go through the fixtures for you guys if anybody hasn't seen. So Liverpool start their Champions League campaign at home on Tuesday, September 18th against Paris Saint-Germain. Really interesting game there. Cannot wait for that one. The Reds then travel over to Napoli on Wednesday, October the 3rd. Liverpool then have Red Star Belgrade at home. Then the reverse of that, of course, Red Star Belgrade away on November the 6th. Then we travel to Paris for Paris Saint-Germain on November the 28th. And we finish up with a home game against Napoli on December the 11th. So lots and lots of really interesting stuff there, guys. Lots of games to look forward to. I cannot wait. That first game. I mean, if that first game doesn't appeal to your tribal senses, like Paris Saint-Germain at home in the Champions League, Neymar, Mbappe, Cavani against Mo Salah, Firmino, Mane. I mean, come on. That is what the Champions League is all about. UEFA must be almost stroking themselves with happiness looking at that draw. I mean, wow. What a game. Champions League group dates confirmed. Yeah, as Louis just putting them up. Bring on Chelsea, we go all the way. Bigger games and better games to come. Bit of pressure with two decent teams there. It is pressure, I suppose, James. You are right, but it's pressure in a good way. I believe that this Liverpool team are more than capable of dismantling both Napoli and Paris Saint-Germain. I'm really looking forward to this. El Chapo's in the house. How are you, sir? Greg is in the house. Very tough fixtures indeed. But you know what? This is what being in the Champions League is all about, guys. So why not? Everybody was talking about the background and saying they like it or they don't like it or whatever. Don't worry, we're just playing around. Nothing is going to be permanent yet. This is just something we're working with. We're going to work on our own thing. We're going to make it all Anfield Agenda-y. But for the minute, we just thought we'd throw Anfield up behind us just to test out the green screen. This is more a test than anything else. So I understand you're going to miss the chimney, but it will be here sometimes. Don't worry. So for the watch along of the game on Saturday, for instance, the game against Leicester, the chimney will be back. I will be using the chimney. We're going to move around. We're going to try different backgrounds. We're going to mess about with a few different things until we get it all right. Until we're happy. Tonight, just trying out the green screen. It was easy to put a picture of Anfield up behind us, so we did that. It works, which is the good news. So I'm happy. Now we just have to find a really interesting image to put in the background, and we'll go from there. But thanks for joining us, guys, and please don't forget to hit that like button, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. But look, you're here for one reason, I'm here for one reason, and that is to talk about the Champions League. That is to talk about the fact that we get to watch James Milner and Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson kick the fuck out of Neymar at Anfield. And I mean kick the fuck in a legal sense. I don't mean foul the shit out of him. I mean literally put him and the ball into the fucking King Kenny stand. I'm so looking forward to seeing it. A win versus PSG would make a big statement, says Will. Jason said, with PSG coming to Anfield first, will show them who's boss. Trent Alexander-Arnold would control Neymar. Yes, he will, Jason. Well in, son. Well in. He absolutely will. No fear in young Trent's eyes whatsoever. He will boot Neymar up into the stand. Home to Chelsea in the League Cup as well, which is a tough draw for Chelsea. Louis said, to be honest, PSG aren't in a competitive league. We play hard teams week in and week out, so that's our advantage. Love the background, Craig, said Paul. Thank you very much. Again, it is just a trial. We probably won't keep it, but we're just having a look at it to see how the green screen works. We'll play better against these teams. They suit our type of attacking open play, said Patbot. And you know what? I would almost lay my money down now that we will see Fabinho. We'll see Fabinho play in that game. I think that may even be his first start for Liverpool with that Champions League game. I swear if Neymar does any of that diving shit, I'm going to be so pissed, said Louis. You won't be alone, mate. I mean, he'll be getting it. He'll be getting it from every corner of Anfield. Don't you worry about that. Neymar will spend 60 minutes of the 90 on the floor, so it'll all be okay. Man, how are you not nervous at all? What have I got to be nervous about? I believe in this team, man. Liverpool are capable of destroying anybody. Yes, Paris Saint-Germain is a very good team. Of course they are. I mean, look at the talent that they have. But I guarantee you that they're not looking forward to coming to Anfield. We can beat anybody. We are very capable of topping this Champions League group. I don't think Paris Saint-Germain are great shakes. They're a good team, but they're beatable. They're absolutely beatable. Napoli, also very good team, play lovely attacking football. Completely beatable. This group is there for us to go and win. And at the very worst, we should be coming out of this group into the next round regardless. That's how confident I am of Jurgen Klopp and the quality we have at the club at the moment. Let Kylian Mbappe get a taste of Anfield on a Champions League night, said Luke. I get you, buddy. I'm with you. I'm fully with you. I have to be honest. Of all the players in the world right now, and we can talk about Neymar and Messi's and stuff, Kylian Mbappe, I've nothing but love and respect for that young man. He is quality. Of course, I'm going to want us to boot him into the stand when he comes here, but I've nothing but love and respect for him. Whereas if you look at that Neymar lad, nah, I've got nothing for him. No respect, no love, nothing. He's just an absolute whiny little bitch. And yeah, but look, this is what we're here for. This is what Liverpool are in the Champions League for. Who cares about getting teams last year like Sevilla and fucking Maribor? That's not what the Champions League is all about. The Champions League is about nights like this. Napoli, Paris Saint-Germain. And you know, Red Star Belgrade is in there for a little bit of old school love. You know, Red Star Belgrade were a team from back in the day. So, lots of love for Red Star Belgrade. And of course, Marko Grujic came from Red Star Belgrade. So, he'll be keeping an eye on that tie as well. Dirty Girl said, who's in the PSG team? I mean, Jesus, you've got Rabiot, Neymar, Cavani, Mbappe, who else have we got? What's the Verratti? Jesus Christ, I'm trying to remember who they have and who they've sold at this point. Is Danny Alves still there? Is he gone off? It's hard to remember with them, but they've got a ridiculous amount of talent, and they still have Draxler as well, don't they? Or did he head off this summer? It's hard to keep track of the European window, but Dirty Girl, they have a very, very strong team. But so do we. Hopefully with Fabinho will be starting, we'll be unstoppable. I bet PSG are regretting their smart arse Carrier's comments while slagging off their own keeper, said Damo. That was one of the first things I thought of, mate, when I seen that draw. I absolutely thought of that. Carriers may not be here, Carriers may be off in Besiktas, but Carriers was still one of ours, and we look after our own, or we try to look after our own. Look, there are people who slated Carriers when he was here, absolutely, I get that. But that's one of ours. So Paris Saint-Germain are going to get a fucking kicking. I've no doubt that Andy Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, they're going to be looking forward to facing Neymar. They're going to be looking forward to testing themselves against Cavani. They're going to be looking forward to testing themselves against Kylian Mbappe. But their defence are equally going to be looking forward to playing our guys. It's going to be a great game of football and what European nights are all about. What's this only 60 from Stephen Taggart? I don't get you, buddy. You've lost me on that one. I'm happy with the fixture, the way it's set up. If you pay attention to it. Yeah, I looked at the draw and I like starting against Paris Saint-Germain. I do. I like that. Finishing at home against Napoli as well, it's not too bad. Napoli away is going to be hard. Absolutely. It's going to be hard, and it's in a way I'd be iffy about travelling to if I was going, to put it that way. What about Mo blanking Ramos? Did anybody else notice? I mean, Ramos, he should have just gave him a fucking elbow, to be fair. I hate that lad. Seriously, that Ramos lad is just nothing but a piece of shit. The Raptor said, I've just seen Neymar go rolling by our back door. Strange. He's on his world tour, Raptor. He's still rolling after the World Cup. He's doing the next wagon wheel, lad. what else we got? Scouse Heisenberg. I love that name. Love that name, sir. Well in. They should be worried about the Reds, not the other way round. Exactly. That's it. Nobody's going to want to play them. Like, don't forget, guys, we were Champions League finalists last year. We are a team to be feared. We scored more goals in the group stages than anybody else. James Milner has the most assists in Champions League history. We are a formidable side. At times, yeah, we can be a bit boastful. We can have a laugh and stuff. But we can also underplay how good we are. And we shouldn't do that. We are a very, very good team. We should want to be testing ourselves against the best. Napoli, PSG and Red Star are all attacking teams, which is perfect for Klopp, said Carl. Tough group, but can't see us not winning it, if I'm honest, said Junior. Well in, son. Well in. I'm having that as well. Love that positivity. Anfield is a stadium where Red Dragons breathe fire. Well in. And said, Craig, hope you've had a good day. Absolutely made up with the draw. No reason we can't smash all these teams to bits. And people are forgetting we reached the final last year. Exactly, Ant. Exactly. We're here, Ant. Me and you. We're here. PSG have some talent, but they play in a French league. Bring it on, said Meganonki. How many times, look, people can talk about Paris Saint-Germain, but they always fail. They always collapse. And that's because, in my view, and of course I'm sure a lot of your views as well, they don't play enough competitive football. And I mean really competitive football. The Premier League is competitive week in, week out. With respect to the French league, there are some games where they'll be tested. There are some weeks, of course, where they aren't hitting full steam. But in the whole, they can pretty much sleepwalk their way through that league. Can't do that in the Premier League. So Premier League players are getting tested week in, week out. La Liga, it's probably more strenuous than the French league, but still, again, it's a little bit further removed from the Premier League in regards to how competitive it is. That's the beauty of this Premier League. People can often say that it's that competitiveness that makes our teams tired. It's playing those games week in, week out against competitive sides that make Premier League teams tired or in the latter stages of the competition, but it's also what has them sharp and ready to go and battle hardened, if you will. So there's some positives to it as well, and I think the fact that one, Champions League and European nights is in our DNA. It's bred into us. It's inside that stadium. It's in every corner of it, every seat, every drop of air, every pint sold, every blade of grass. There's history there, history that you cannot buy. People come to Anfield, and we heard Manchester City last year, we heard Hoffenheim talk about it, we heard other teams that Roma come and say that they're not going to be intimidated at Anfield. They've heard about this famous Anfield atmosphere. It's bullshit that they're going to come, they're going to play their game, they're going to impose themselves, they're going to do this, that and the other, and they all do the same thing when they get here. Fucking nothing. Because they come up against a wall of noise like they've never heard before. They come up against 11 warriors on that field that have a crowd, 11 centurions on the field that have a crowd baying for blood in the stands. They hear You'll Never Walk Alone, Allez, 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 singing in the stadium. It goes around and around and around, gets louder and louder and louder. Scarves are getting waved, people are clapping, songs are ringing. Then all of a sudden, before they know it, they're 2 or 3-0 down. Mo Salah's have to stick one in the top corner. Bobby Firmino's only going to bang one in as well. So, whatever people say, they should be a lot more worried about us than we will ever be of any of their teams. That's where I'm coming from here, guys. Don't worry about who comes to Anfield. Let them worry about the fact that they have to come to Anfield. We're going to fuck them all over. Don't you worry about that. Old man Pepe giving us the rundown on Napoli's strengths and weaknesses. They're a good team. And look, we took them apart in pre-season, and that doesn't count for anything. But psychologically, they're going to remember how easy it was for us. And they've got rid of some of the good players as well. So I wouldn't be too worried about Napoli. I think that a game at home we can comfortably win. Away, you know, it's going to be tough to get a result over there, to be fair. Naples is a very hard place to go. But one thing about Naples is the pitch has the running track around it, so the crowd aren't right on top of you. So it's tough to get that intimidating atmosphere that other stadiums can give you. Raptor said, we're going to fuck them all royally red up the shitter. Stop worrying, you warriors. I should have gone to the Maribor game last year, says Greg. No one believed us last season in the UEFA Champions League by pundits and the same crap again. I remember Gary Lineker last year, I've said this before on a previous stream, said that Liverpool will do the worst of all the English teams in the Champions League last season. How did that work out, Gary? The Raptor said, there was 4,873 views on the live draw, Craig. Well done, matey. Thank you very much, sir. I did notice those figures before I came on. And it's great to see. I'm glad people came on and joined us for that stream, particularly as it was during the day. It means a lot that you guys keep tuning in, and thank you so much for that. Our numbers are growing as well. We're heading towards 3.7 now, or 3,700 subscribers, which is brilliant. That's only because of you amazing people, letting people know we exist, coming on here, hitting that like button every night, sharing our streams on YouTube, sharing our streams on Facebook, sharing our streams on Twitter. All of this stuff contributes to, and it's why we keep telling you that we're a family, and we appreciate you guys so much. The green screen looks great, says Mickey. Thank you, sir. Again, we're just playing around with it. We will be working on something new, something a bit more Anfield Agenda-y. This is just a stopgap, because it doesn't really feel like us. As much as it's Liverpool and we love looking at it, it's not us. If it was me, I don't know, Mark Goldbridge would be a sheep over there pissing on the grass or something. There'd be a can of Diet Chav in the stands. Raptor would be up there running after somebody with chains, trying to get them back to the thumbs down cellar. You know, we'd need to Anfield Agenda it up a little bit. Like the smash button, everybody said, Will. Well in, Will. I'm glad you remember that one, buddy. PSG don't have the passion, the will to win. We have a lot, says Greg. Well in, Greg. Klopp's reaction to the draw. We're capable of beating them all. There's no reason we can't win the group. That's why you love Klopp, oh man. That's why you've got to love Jurgen Klopp. Jose's reaction to his draw. Can we get a bigger bus? Adrian said, PSG aren't that good really. Liverpool have a better squad and more depth. Squism said, hope Mo unleashes a hat-trick this weekend after UEFA mugged him off tonight. I was a little bit pissed off at that, to be fair. I think Modric winning the Player of the Year was a fair call. I don't think any of us could really begrudge Luka Modric that award. He's had a fantastic career, fantastic season, and I think he's got a lot of respect and admiration from most people in world football. But once again, for Cristiano Ronaldo to be awarded the Forward of the Year, Mo Salah to not even get a look in, for Sergio Ramos to be awarded the Defender of the Year, and Keylor Navas the Goalkeeper of the Year, I find that a bit of a joke, if I'm being honest. Like, without, and I'm not saying Liverpool players deserved anything except maybe Mo Salah should have been up there for the Forward Award, but the goalkeeper, the defenders, I find it very hard to believe that if we look around Europe as a whole, throughout this competition, the Champions League, there hasn't been a better defender or a better goalkeeper than Keylor Navas or Sergio Ramos. I just find that hard to believe. I wouldn't be surprised if we meet Real Madrid again, to be honest, said Louis. We may meet them, mate. We may meet them, but when we do, we'll be knocking them the fuck out. I can tell you that much. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Adrian is a Newcastle fan, second best club in the league. Adrian, welcome, mate. Thank you for joining us. Newcastle fan, I'd love to know, mate, how you're feeling about things at the minute. I'd love to know your view on Rafa. And of course, mate, I'd love to know your view on Mike Ashley. But welcome to the channel, mate. Greg said, I would have loved to have got Dortmund. So many good memories from the 2016 fixture. I was hoping for them as well. My ideal draw tonight would have been Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund and Inter Milan. That for me would have been absolute heaven of a group to get. It would have been a nightmare with regards to the fixtures and how hard it would have been, but I would have absolutely adored that. But you know what, PSG and Napoli, that ain't a bad second prize. Cheers, fellow egg, said Stig Blom Anderson. You're very welcome, my eggy friend. Please, Liverpool, sign Lascelles. Ah, come on, will you give Adrian a break? He's only in and we're already talking about trying to rob his player. Can you green screen Gary Gillespie sat next to you? Love it, mate. we were messing around with a few things before we started, and I won't tell you who we were putting in beside me, but it was funny. Modric deserved the Midfield of the Year award, though. Be real. I just said that. Maybe you wrote that comment before I just, made my bit of a speech there, and he did. I've lots of time and respect for Luka Modric. As I said a few moments ago, he deserves it. He deserves every accolade. He's a wonderful example to young players and footballers all around the world. He's had a magnificent career. I even respected the shit out of him in his time at Spurs and at Real Madrid. Two clubs where I don't really have much time for, to be honest, but you can't but respect Luka Modric. Porto fans put the Anfield atmosphere to shame. That's absolutely not true, though, Andre, mate. With all due respect, it absolutely is not true. Porto fans were amazing. They are is it the Estadio Dragao? Is that the name of the Porto Stadium? Excuse me if I got that one incorrect. But they are the fanatical fans. But Anfield is just a different gravy, mate. Lascelles won't leave Newcastle, says Adrian. I hope for your sake you're right, mate. I honestly do. I'd love him at Liverpool, don't get me wrong. I think he's a tremendous defender. But yeah, he's a Newcastle boy, captain of the team, and I hope for your sake he doesn't leave anytime soon. Liverpool 2, PSG 2 is a prediction already. My parents are disappointed with me. We're 5-0 up. We were 5-0 up. Dirty Girl said, all the grounds are far away, have a 5-metre running track around the pitch, which suits me, Klopp and the team. I haven't actually thought about that. Red Star Belgrade, I honestly don't know their stadium. Napoli, yeah, I spoke about that a minute ago, you're right. PSG, do they have? Yeah, you're right actually. Good show, Dirty Girl. Good show. Lascelles is a true loyal Newcastle player. I don't know, mate, though. In all honesty, Adrian, I'm not sure if there is such a thing in this day and age as a true loyal player to any club anymore, mate. It's getting more and more difficult to see those type of players. Cannot wait to get inside Anfield before the PSG ground. The ground will be bouncing, says Ant. Oh, mate, I'm not gonna lie, I would have fucking loved to have got over for it. I'm just looking at the fixtures now. I'm just trying to see if there's any way I can swing anything. My best hope would probably be to try and somehow get a ticket to the Napoli game at home, because I'm away on holidays. And you know yourselves, money's tight before you go away on holiday. So that Napoli game, I might try and move fucking heaven and earth to try and get a ticket to that somehow. I'd really like to get over to that one. Craig, is it confirmed that Liverpool versus PSG is on the 18th of September? Looking to book some hotels. It is, as far as I know. That's the fixtures that I've been given anyway. Liverpool PSG Tuesday, September the 18th, mate. That's the fixtures that we've been given out. So I would say yes, that's confirmed. What else have we got? Great to see so many of you on tonight, guys. Thank you for joining us. It's very kind of you all to come on again. We do have a lot to get through. I mean, we've got Queevy Kelleher signing an extension to his contract. We've got Ojo going off the Stade Rome. We've got the Champions League draw. We've got the Carabao Cup draw against Chelsea. We've a lot to get through on tonight's stream. PC Gamer comes straight in with "Come on, Redmen." I mean, there you go, all summed up in one beautiful phrase. Squism said Mike Ashley will take anything he can get to prop up the House of Fraser. Milner should have been the nominee for the midfielders in the Champions League last season. When you've got the most assists in the Champions League, you'd think you'd be in for a shout, wouldn't you? I mean, it just seemed weird. Hope there's no trouble when Napoli come over, says Ant. I don't want to start anything here, but I'd be more concerned the other way around, to be fair. But look, that's for another day. Hassan said, look what we did to Watford at Anfield. We messed them up. The same thing could happen to Napoli and PSG. 89 in and only 35 likes. Hit that like button, people, please, said Mickey. Jurgen Klopp, our very own Jurgen Klopp, said, evening guys, I'm very happy with the draw. Mark my words, we will win this group. So you have it from our very own Jurgo there. Jurgen Klopp said we're going to win this group. I'm going to hold you to that, sir. Shaqiri will get a bad reception in Belgrade. Hope he scores a screamer, said Antico. Yeah, that is mad. I keep forgetting about that side of things, and I hate fucking politics creeping into sport. I really do, but I get where you're coming from. Can you put a live stream, e.g. a Skype caller or webcam, on that green screen? Absolutely. Absolutely we can. And I've said to you guys before, we are working on that. We are working on having not just Cash and Dave or Chris or Connor or whatever coming in and doing the audio. We're going to have them on as video contributors. So as Dirty Girl has said there, we may have them on the green screen behind, or I may shrink down my image and have us three side by side. But that's absolutely something we can do. The real trouble there, Dirty Girl, comes in syncing the audio. So what happens is when you go live, and we've seen this when we've done watch-alongs of games and stuff. So if we're going live and I'm on my computer and they're on their computers and we're all streaming this live, there's sometimes an audio delay, meaning what I say and the actions I make here at my end come through a couple of seconds delayed at the other end to somebody else's computer. So the problem comes for the live video podcast is trying to sync all that up. So you guys can't see any noticeable delay at your end. So we will be working on it. It'll take a bit of messing about, but yeah, it's definitely something we have planned. Meganunky said 73-74 we lost home and away to Red Star Belgrade, but not this year. It is mad, isn't it? Red Star, like going back in the day, were a massive, massive club in Europe. Sean said that green screen is perfect. I was hoping it was going to be all shitty like Voldemort's one. We're not finished with the green screen. Don't worry about that, mate. This is just a starting point. We'll be working from this, and we'll be making a few. I'll probably have a few thumbs downers one night. You'll come on. There'll be thumbs downers coming out of the Raptors cellar up against the glass behind me like zombies. Mickey said, good draw. What's your thoughts, Raptor? So a lot of people again wanting to know what people's reactions to the draw is. I spoke about this with Connor actually. We spoke about points and what we're expecting to get out of this group. Connor made a very good point. He's gone for 13 points for Liverpool to get out of this group, or to win this group. So basically I think he's looking at 3 home wins, an away win against Red Star Belgrade, a point against Napoli, and possibly losing away at Paris Saint-Germain. So would you guys take that? Would you take 13 points if it was offered to you at this moment in time? Far Isle said, hi all, I didn't get the notification but I'm here at last. Andre asks, do you think we can go through? Absolutely, Andre, mate. I mean, not just go through, I'm confident we can win this group. But yeah, going through, 100%. I will be devastated if Liverpool didn't get out of this group. Prediction for the Leicester game, asks Tomas Kennedy. 3-1 Tomas. Yeah, I think we're going to have to concede at some point this season, mate. And Leicester away has always been a difficult game. They've no Jamie Vardy, so they're going to probably have to go with Iheanacho up front. 3-1. I hope we can get out at 3-1. I'd be very happy with that. Although I'd equally be happy with 2-0, another clean sheet, and 4 games in and nothing for Alisson to do. Squism said he's absolutely chuffed. If runner matches at the end of September means Fabinho, Shaqiri and Hendo will all get a run in. Congratulations Stevie G getting through with 9 men and Ajaria scoring a great goal, said Tony Smith. And yeah, we must congratulate Stevie G and Rangers on qualifying for the group stages of the Europa, and Celtic as well got through tonight. Yeah, Rangers down to 9 men. Ajaria scored really early on, I think after 8 minutes, and is it Morenzo or Moreno or whoever that striker is for them? I mean, that's a 2nd red card already this season. That's fucking nuts. Hassan said Napoli will already be 5-0, so no problems there. Joe Smith is in. Joe, welcome to the stream, buddy. Great to have you with us. Jace Roberts is in the house. We're better than both PSG and Napoli. If they come with us, it'll be perfect. We'll hit them on the counter. Delighted with the draw, and we'll top the group. There you go, Jace. There you fucking go. I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. Love that. That's how I feel as well. Honestly, I'm not just coming on here like putting out bravado and just going, oh, we're going to great. I honestly feel like Jace has just said there that we'll destroy these teams if they come at us. We are perfectly set up to play teams that come at us. I wouldn't be surprised if Napoli try and hold the ball and sit a bit deeper when they play us. Go against everything that they normally do. Because they're going to have to think of some way to keep this front 3 in check. And it's easier said than done. I mean, you've seen how many times have we attacked other teams from their corner. I mean, we're a nightmare, guys. An absolute nightmare. And our style of football is really, really suited to European football. Red Star used to be the army club in Yugoslavia, said Stephen Richards. If you look into the history, actually, and I don't know all of it, but if you do look into the history behind Yugoslavia, Red Star, Serbia and all that type of stuff, there was, and I mean it from a footballing perspective only. Oh, Sean, mate, I got who you meant by Voldemort. Don't worry, I knew who you were talking about, my friend. He who shall not be mentioned. How would you order the group? I think you mean how would I think it'll go. So I'm going to say Liverpool top, Paris Saint-Germain 2nd, Napoli 3rd, and obviously Red Star Belgrade 4th. Crosby Red reckons we can get 15 points in the group. I mean, I'll bite your hand off right now for that one. Definitely. 13 though for me will top the group, I think, if we can get 13. Ryan said, yeah, we'll go through with 13. Stephen Taggart said, there's 103 people on the chat and only 47 thumbs up, guys. You know what to do. If you have a second, please do hit that thumbs up. Please do hit that like button. It means a lot to us. Helps us get suggested. Helps us grow the channel. It only takes a second. So if you can do that, please. It would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, what the hell are you waiting for? You've seen the Champions League draw. You see the brilliant people we have in our chat here. I mean, where else is there? Where else would you want to be? Join the Anfield Agenda family. Hit that subscribe button. And instantly become a legend. I mean, that's the beauty of this. Hit that button, you're part of the solution, you're a legend, Connor goes to space camp, and all is well with the world. I think Napoli can give PSG a good run for their money, said Adrian. I think you're right, man. Napoli are a good side. I mean, we didn't see the best of them in the friendly during the summer, let's be honest, but they're a good side. They are a very good side. They have obviously lost some of their players, so they've weakened themselves a little bit. They've lost their goalkeeper, particularly in Pepe Reina. Cannot wait to see Keita and Sturridge more this season. The partnership is insane, said Furno. They did look very good in pre-season. They looked like they were on the same wavelength. I'll give you that one, buddy. Good to see Stevie G on Sunday against Rangers, said DCB, who is in Glasgow, of course. AU was here, but he's been locked out of his account, Craig. Locked out by us or locked out by Twitter or YouTube? Because as far as I know, we haven't locked anybody out, mate. So yeah, Joe, let me know if you can, if it was at YouTube's end or if it's something that we can help him with. 10 assists for Millie this year, said Stig Blom. Why not? Records are there to be broken, so why not? Hi Craig, I got your name right unlike last time, said Zach. That's alright, mate, that's okay. There's a lot of us here, so it's easy to forget names at times. You're talking to so many people in the chat as well that, I mean, I forget names from time to time as well, particularly footballers' names. I'm always asking for people's help on here. Valga Craig, excuse me, said PSG away. Draw, I think. Do you know, I already have 2-2 in my head for that one. I don't know why. I've already thought 2-2 for the away game against PSG. Stephen Richards, you know it makes sense. As the Lord said, Diachav maketh sense, my son. True that. Farrell said, Damo, I missed the cross-stitch, chicken leg, ice cream trainer, laces cup draw. I'm okay with a Champions League draw, but the other cup being panicked at the thought of it. What do you guys think? I mean, we'll concentrate on the League Cup draw for just a moment, if that's okay. So we've got Chelsea at home, which is great. Getting a home draw always helps. But does this automatically mean we're not going to see the kids? Or do you think that this won't affect anything? That Jurgen Klopp will have had a plan for not the players in particular, the starting 11, but the group of players that he's going to make available for these games. So are you expecting him to make massive changes for that game against Chelsea? Or are you expecting him to go as strong as he possibly can and try and get further in the competition? Where have we got? Antico has put in hashtag autism awareness, which of course we always give a massive shout out to here and lots of love. As I say time and time again, I have Asperger's. I am on the autism spectrum. My son has autism as well, so lots of love for autism awareness on here all the time. Nice to have someone pronounce my name right, thanks, said Tomas. You're very welcome, mate. I did notice the father, so I said I'd throw in the old Tomas instead of Thomas. It's easy to say as well. I mean, it's great to speak Irish a little bit or pronounce things in an Irish way. Somebody else in the chat might be going, what the fuck is he saying Tomas? Who's this Tomas guy he's on about? But I seen it, buddy, and I respect your name, so I'll try and pronounce it properly. El Chapo said, against PSG, whoever has the better defence on the night will win the game. Well, then that's us, because we have Virgil van Dijk. We've Trent Alexander-Arnold, we've got Joe Gomez, and we've got Andy Robertson, so that will be us, though. Pep, you're going to lose your voice with all that shouting. Oh, I think you're talking to Pepper, sorry, not me. I was thinking, where the fuck is Guardiola in here looking around behind me? Sean said, like the videos, guys. Craig deserves for putting all this work in. Biggest LFC fan I know, and I live in Liverpool. The guy's a legend. Thank you very much, mate. That's so kind of you to say. We're all here because we're all LFC fans, and you guys are all absolute legends to me, because time and time again you're on here showing the channel love, getting into the chat, letting us know what you're thinking. It's absolute quality, so thank you for that one. Where was I? I've already lost my place. Far Isle said, I've been trying to branch out and listen to a bit of opposition streams. Curious as to what their opinions and debates are. What else have we got? Imagine how much confidence the squad will have heading into the international break with 4 clean sheets before facing PSG. It would be great. I mean, it would be great to go in and get the 3 points against Leicester City and keep a clean sheet. It would be brilliant. Mike Marriott said 6 for the following 7 games after Leicester. So Spurs, PSG, Chelsea again, Napoli and City. What a run. It's a tough run of games, it really is, but again, it's an exciting run of games. As a fan looking at those fixtures, you get excited seeing them, and they're the nights you want, they're the type of games you want to see Liverpool playing in. The Revenite said, the man who shall not be named and young boys memes are flowing, I'm loving it. I can't read out the last bit there, but yeah, as soon as the draw was made, Connor said the very same thing. Yeah, it's funny how people's minds work, isn't it? Mickey said, help the channel grow, guys, share the stream and hit the like button. And Andre reckons that we can get 13 points, which I think will be enough to top the group. Paul, I'm not sure if you're on the wrong stream, mate, or if you're talking to somebody else in the chat, but Daz isn't here. So, I'm not sure if you're on the wrong stream, mate, if you thought you were on the bench or whatever, but I don't know if you're talking to me, so I'll have to move on from the question. We've a tough fixture, but who cares? Come on, the Reds. Jay said, Gerrard has teams so pumped up that they're obviously playing on the edge. It's great that they're playing with so much aggression. If he can harness and channel it, they'll have a great season. It's very interesting to see if they can run Celtic really close in that division. Nobody really gave Rangers a hope this year. The hope kind of was more that they can maybe go for a cup, or they could, cut the gap on Celtic at the top. But as Jace has pointed out, Stevie G has these guys pumped up, and who knows what he's capable of. It's been a very good start to his career as a manager anyway. I've been very impressed with how he started at Rangers. We should put Connor in the away end for the League Cup versus Chelsea, said Stephen. Shh, mate, he's going over this weekend. So this weekend, only because his good lady is a Chelsea fan, he's going over to Stamford Bridge for the game against Bournemouth. And he's not sure what the hell to expect. But I warned him. I said, look, mate, when you're over there, one thing you have to remember when you're going to these games is that they're all rent boys, mate. Every single one of them, they're all a bunch of rent boys. And he knows that now, and he's aware of that going into the situation. So I think he's a little bit calmer going over there. Should have some Diet Chav on the green screen. It will be coming, mate. Don't worry, Big Nose. It will be coming. And me calling Big Nose wasn't a slag, by the way. That literally is the chap's name. It's actually Big Nose 8B, but yeah, so excuse me, I wasn't slagging off anybody calling him Big Nose. Pepper Red said, I've been showing hate to a Man City fan called Bouvet. He annoys the shit out of me. The Raptor reckons we're not in the group of death. They're in the group of death with Liverpool. Well in. How come you can't pause live streams and continue where you paused it from? Any ideas? Started happening a few days ago. It was handy to sync up your audio with the match, etc. I don't know. I honestly don't know, Hugh. Maybe somebody in the chat here can help you out, but when I'm doing it here, obviously I haven't got access to be able to watch the stream live or pause it, so I couldn't tell you what you can and can't do. I'm really sorry. If there's anybody in the chat that can perhaps help you out there and give them a fix as to why they can't do this anymore, or has something changed on YouTube, because I hate thinking that anybody is struggling with some tech stuff when I myself often struggle with tech stuff. So if there's anyone there that can help YouTube out, then please do. Anthony Peter said, evening Craig, happy with the draw, top 2 100%, however heavy October coming up. Yeah, I think that's one way of putting it, mate. You're right, yeah, really heavy October, but an exciting one as well, because these are the type of fixtures we want to see the Reds in. Salah, Mane and Firmino to get double figures in goals again, said yes sir, absolutely, absolutely. And you know what, just going back to that tough run of games actually in October, well, that's why we have the squad that we do. That's why we have 7 or 8 first team midfielders there. That's why we have 4 first choice centre backs available, or 4 good centre backs available. It's why Klopp went out and spent the money he did, to give us that strength to allow us to get through a fixture pile up like there is in October. Jay said, loving the green screen, mate. If you don't have fuck 'em on there at least once, you're missing a trick. This is just a placeholder, Jace. We're just testing it out tonight. We're going to work on some much more funky backgrounds and stuff for the future. And of course, there will be fuck 'em and there will be Diachav in there, buddy. Don't you worry about that. This is just, as I said, a placeholder. And it is weird. It's, even hearing me now looking at it, just seeing it behind me, it's a bit freaky. I'm not going to lie. I have to get used to it. Fair now, buddy. Have a good one. We'll destroy anyone that's put in front of us. You'll never walk alone, says Jack. Loving the backdrop, Craig. Nice, says Mick. Cheers, Mick. Again, it's down to Connor, not me. It is my green screen in my house, but Connor does all the tech stuff. Well, I say it's mine, it's Anfield Agenda, but I mean, physically it's in my room. But yeah, Connor's the tech whiz that does all this stuff. The liver bird is now a raptor. What a shout from Pepper Red. That is a fucking belter of a shout. The liver bird is now a raptor. I love that. Well in. Joe Smith said, YouTube Craig, he should be back by tomorrow. Oh, cool. Well, I say cool because we haven't kicked him out, Joe, but do pass on our best to him, mate, and tell him we say hello. Mohammed Salah, King of Egypt, is into his house and says, what's up, guys? Does anybody know why the City Brazilians are not travelling to the US? All of our guys are going. It's pissing me off, Stig, mate. I'm not going to lie. I think, was it Connor that told me about this, or Daz? It was Connor or Daz. One of the guys told me that they didn't get selected or they didn't get called up, but our guys did, and it fucking stinks. It stinks to high hell to me that they're not going. I don't know why, but it stinks. Fabinho's first start against Chelsea in the Cup, I say. I'm going for possibly the game against Paris Saint-Germain, the Champions League, is his first start. Mbappe and Neymar at Anfield, that's quality. And don't forget Cavani as well, Tony. So, like, I mean, those 3 against our 3, I mean, what a game. I mean, what a fucking game to look forward to that's going to be. Farwell said, it would be funny, Jace, if he had a slideshow of opposition pitches pop up and after every one of them he appears saying, fuck him, with subtitles. Don't give me ideas, mate. We did speak about exactly that, as you said. Like we spoke about images changing every couple of minutes and stuff, and this is all stuff we're happy to do, happy to go along with, happy for you guys to give us ideas, because you know we're all a group here. So yeah, by all means give us the suggestions. If we can do it tech wise, we'll be happy to do it. Good to see Mbappe will experience Anfield before he signs, said Eric. Well in, Eric. Yeah, it'll be good for him to get a taste, won't it? Let him see what a real atmosphere feels like. Charlie reckons that we're going to top the group. Our very own Charlie's in the house. Charlie, how the hell are you, sir? Happy with the draw? Happy with the... Is it the Carabao Cup draw? Yeah, I keep calling it the fucking League Cup, but it is the League Cup, I suppose, but we should probably call it the Carabao Cup. Frankie B said, love the background, Craig. Thank you very much, sir. It's just something we're playing around with tonight. Get the green screen up, have a go, see what we can do with it, and that's the first image that we decided to have a bash with. What else have we got? What is Asperger's, if you don't mind me asking, mate? It's a form of autism, mate. It's on the spectrum, as they say. So for me, what my Asperger's does is it causes me immense anxiety. It causes me to blank myself from society a lot of the time, so I can't really read people too well. I can't really read. I mimic. So when I was going through school, basically, I had to mimic other people's behaviour to see how normal people... I say normal people again, that's probably the wrong way. I had to see how others were acting to know what way I should act, if that makes sense. Anxiety is a massive part of it. I have noise sensitivity, so for instance, if we're talking and we're in a pub, we're talking and we're watching a game, and somebody's watching a video on their phone, all of those noises compete to me and I can't differentiate between them, and it just sounds like pain inside my head. So yeah, there's a few different things and it's different for everybody. But basically what Asperger's is, it's a form of autism, or it's on the autism spectrum. It ranges, it differs from person to person. I would be what's called pretty high functioning. in that socially I'm okay. I wasn't diagnosed with Asperger's until I was in my early 30s, so I went through my whole life not knowing why I was different to everybody, why I suffered with such anxiety, and why I might leave the house for weeks on end, why I could end relationships with people like this. And I mean like relationships with family members and not even miss a blink, not give a shit why, like just decide that that was the right thing to do, and that was it. And then when I got diagnosed, excuse me guys for going off on a tangent here, but I'm just trying to honestly answer the guy's question. So when I got diagnosed, the psychiatrist was saying to me, for you everything in your life, Craig, has been black and white and there's been no grey area in the middle. So for you something's either right and wrong, it's a yes or a no. There is none of that little nuances or whatever the phrase is I'm looking for, that grey area as she described it. I didn't have any of that in my life. Everything was just yes or no for me. So learning all this stuff, it's actually the reason I started in social media. It's the very reason I started. When I started on Twitter, I joined there just to meet other people and to socialise a bit more. From there I started writing articles for Anfield Index, which is where I first met Jace. Jace was doing stuff for Anfield Index at the time as well, and I used to read Jace's stuff, listen to Jace on podcasts, and admire what Jace did. I've always been a fan of Jace's stuff. So I was writing on there. Then I was doing podcasts with them. And every one of these things was a step forward for me in my, I wouldn't say development, but it was a step forward. I won't say bravery either, because that's not the word. Each one of them was me pushing myself that little bit more and more. So when I wrote my first article, I didn't sleep for the night I wrote it and sent it in, because the next day I was shitting myself that I was just going to come onto Twitter and see the article and see a flood of comments saying you're a prick, that's useless, what do you think you're doing, you've not right to be right, and all this kind of stuff. But it didn't happen. People were okay, people were very kind, and I moved on. Then I started doing a podcast, and doing a podcast on there, it was great, but I had my own ideas, because as I said before, I see things differently to other people, so I wanted to do my own podcast. So then I started what was at the time ARW, which was Anfield Road Wolves. Started doing that, and that evolved into this, and here we are now. And it's just been one big development in my life. And if I went back 2.5 years ago, I never ever ever would have thought that I would be here now, sitting in front of you guys talking on a computer about Liverpool every night. It would have just made me have a panic attack. So it's been a long journey for me. It's been an absolute ball. It's been challenging at times, but social media has changed my life. It's crazy. It's weird to say that, but it has, in a very, very good way. And I've also hated it at some times as well along the way. What else have we got? Hope they're not prawn sarnies raptor. I mean, I don't like prawns, man. I don't know how anybody eats prawns, by the way. No Buffon or Verratti against us either, said AS Empire. Did you also want Real Madrid in the group? No, I said earlier on, my group that I wanted was Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Liverpool and Inter Milan. That would have been my group that I would have wished for. Praying for no injuries from the shitty international break, going into a tough but winnable month, said Ant. I'm the same. I fucking hate international breaks. I hate when the Liverpool players go away. Gary Richards is in the house. Good evening, Gary. Great to have you with us, mate. We'll batter PSG like calamari and hot oil. Well in, buddy, well in. And that's it. There's nothing to be afraid of. Liverpool should not fear anybody. Klopp also has acclimatised at Liverbeak. I don't know what that is, mate. I've lost you there. Pepper Red. Neil Anthony said, Craig, there's reports tonight that Manchester United want Brendan Rodgers to replace Jose. What do I think? I don't know, Neil. I honestly don't know. I think Brendan Rodgers is a good coach. I honestly do. I think the Liverpool job just came too early for him in his career. Yeah, I don't know, mate, what to say. I hope they keep Mourinho there. I hope they keep him there for ages, because I love seeing everybody fall into his pit of misery. But I mean, look, just wait and see what happens. I'd be amazed if they didn't go for somebody with more experience, because it's a big job. Yeah, I'd be amazed anyway. I thought Tomo was on down when you said Big Noah, said Meganonki. Window Licker is in the his house. How are you, sir? Again, I reckon I definitely know who that is. Jay says, wow, some tough games the next few weeks, plus Spurs, PSG, Manchester City and Chelsea twice. Paul says, Soz Craig, my brother is called Daz when I typed your name in wrong. Do you think Liverpool have enough in-depth to challenge for the league and Champions League, or should we prioritise the league for the title? It's a good question, Paul. I guess it's one we've all asked ourselves time and time again. I think we're better set up and better able to cope than we were last year. For me, they would be the two I'd prioritise, though, without doubt. I mean, if we had to let the Cup go and play the kids in the Carling Cup, if this run in October, for instance, meant that Klopp wants to keep the players as fresh as he can for those Champions League and Premier League games, then I'd be quite happy to put the kids out in the Carling Cup, or the Carling Cup, in the Carabao Cup. And if that means we lose at home to Chelsea and we get knocked out, then so be it. For me, that's the one cup I honestly don't give much of a fuck about until we get to the quarterfinals or the semi-finals. And if we get there, great. Then start taking it seriously, and then of course we all sit up and take notice. But we do have, what worried me last year, Paul, if I can just rewind back a bit, was the lack of options we had at midfield, particularly when we got to the final. This year we look at the midfield options that we have, and that's generally the area where you need change a lot of the time because players are exhausted, covering a lot of ground. Forwards, yes, they do. They're explosive a lot of the time, so you can kind of take forwards in and out of games. So when you see substitutions a lot of the time, you're bringing off forwards on 70 minutes and stuff the rest of the legs. So if you look at the midfield options that Klopp has available to him now, so you've got Jordan Henderson, you've got James Milner, you've got Adam Lallana, we've got Naby Keita, Gini Wijnaldum, who else am I missing already here? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's injured, Fabinho. Am I missing anybody else there? I think that's 6 or 7 anyway. So only 3 of those guys are going to play in the game, and any 3 from that 6 or 7 for me is an excellent group of midfielders. So if it means we go into one game playing 3 and another game playing a different 3, I think we're perfectly capable of any of those selection midfielders winning that game for us with the forwards we have and the defensive options that we have, particularly our fullbacks. So I suppose the short answer to your question, if you can call this a short answer, Paul, is yes, I do think we have enough depth to be able to challenge for both. It's the cups that would worry me a little bit. The hunt for a red October, said Football Transfers and News. That is an absolute beauty of a phrase, mate. Well done. Oh, Scout's version of Goldbridge. Nah, mate. No. I tell you what though, Mark Goldbridge wishes he had these big Irish balls. Don't ever come on here and call me a Scout's version of Goldbridge. I have some fucking integrity. And I actually mean what I say. I'm not on here looking for fucking likes, views to create tension or to create drama. So you're going to get fucked out now. But just before you do, just a massive fuck you from me to you. Alright, buddy? My parents are disappointed in me. It's a lot of tough games in such a short time though. It is. It's a really tough time. You're right. It's a tough group, but it's going to be the same for almost everybody that's competing at the top level in regards to the English team. So we've just got to suck it up, get on with it, and just back ourselves so we can get the results. Where else? Sorry guys. Oh, no. Trying to keep up with the comments, but they're moving thick and fast tonight, so bear with me while I try and get back through them. There we go. Is it Okiowo? Excuse me if I've mispronounced your name, mate. I'm trying my best. Okiowo said this is going to be a tough one for us. PSG, Napoli, Spurs, Chelsea, Manchester City, but we are the best. It's a tough run. It is a tough run. There's no doubt in that, but it's absolutely great to look at it as well. Great to look forward to that month and all these exciting games. Reina won't be coming back to Anfield, buddy, because he is, I think he went to AC Milan, if memory serves me correct. Cavani versus Van Dijk, what a battle. There's only one winner. Only one winner there, and that's Big Verge. Joseph said, yeah, it's kind of good ripping the shit out of the trolls. It's good, isn't it? Doesn't it make you feel good inside, knowing that you can take your frustration or your anger out on pricks and you're not doing that on nice, decent human beings? That's why I enjoy it so much as well. I would never ever dream of speaking to somebody that's in here every night if I disagree with them on something the way we speak to the trolls, because they're the scum of the fucking earth. So fuck them. But you guys deserve respect, and you guys will always have my respect. But I do get where you're coming from, Joseph. It is great. It is great to just give him a boot up the hole and tell him to fuck off. Craig, tonight's final 15 minutes. Today's top 5 fuck 'em list. UEFA, Ramos, and Ramos. I was thinking, I'm trying to figure out what we can do for that last 15, but we've still got plenty of time before we have to work that one out. Just another shout, guys, if you are watching and if you're enjoying the stream, please don't forget to subscribe and please do hit that like button. Realistically, we won't sign Mbappe, let's be honest. Nah, mate, you're right, we won't, but if though, wow. Seriously, for me, he's going to be the next big superstar in world football on the level of Messi and Ronaldo. He is, and look, that's no fucking news to anybody, you guys all know that, but I really, really rate the dude highly. Much, much better than Neymar. I think Neymar isn't fit to shine his fucking boots, if I'm honest. Damo said, it was great to have Raptor on the chat last night. Quality as always. Both the footy and the music and the boxing, everything in between. It was a blast, Damo. You're right. It was an absolute blast having Raptor on last night. An absolute gent and somebody who I could talk to for hours. And no doubt I will talk to for many more hours going forward. Sean Lunt said, read a book by Simon Cohen. Yes, the brother of Borat, but he is a leading psychologist in autism, smart man. I've seen him being interviewed actually, mate. So I know exactly who you're talking about. He is a very intelligent man. Who's everyone's favourite pundit on the debate? I like... Who do I like on the debate? I'm just trying to think back. I've seen so many of them. Probably my namesake, if I'm being honest. I do like me a bit of Craig Bellamy. I think he's quality on there. I think he speaks honestly and openly, so I'm going to go for Craig Bellamy. Lord of Decay said, oh my god, I got exactly the same symptoms. Look, as I've said, I don't know what age you are, mate, but I'm 36 going on 37, and it's not unusual for many people with autism or Asperger's or ADHD or similar things to go through life, go through schooling, get right through to their adult life and not be diagnosed. It's something that people know a lot more about now. It's a lot more easy to spot, or no, it's not more easy to spot. Autism awareness has been increased, so people kind of know what to look out for. So, for instance, I have a 6-year-old son, and my 6-year-old son was diagnosed at 4 with autism, but that's only because of my wife. My wife noticed so many different traits in him that we weren't seeing in other kids. The way he played with toys, particularly, he lined them all up. He played with everything in patterns, loads of different things that all pointed to the autism spectrum. So we had him assessed, and it was clear as day to them that he was on the spectrum. So now Lucas has gone to an autism special unit in school, and he has come on leaps and bounds. It's amazing to see the development in our son over the past 2 years. So it's brilliant. It's autism awareness. It's a phrase. It's something we say, but it means a lot to a lot of people in the world. How many times, if I ask you guys an honest question on here, if we're all in the supermarket and we're walking around, we're down in Tesco or something, and we hear a child screaming or stamping their feet, or saying "I don't want that" or anything like that, we all just think, maybe I'm just assuming here, but I used to think, brat, that brat. If that was my child, that child would be told no, and I wouldn't let my child act like that. And subconsciously we probably think that way. If I'm being honest with us here, if we're all being honest, a lot of us probably would instinctively think that the child was being bold, the child was spoiled, or something along those lines. A lot of the times that's what happens with my little dude. A lot of the times that's what happens with other kids with autism as well. And some of the times it's because they're having sensory issues, they're having a sensory overload, or sounds are hurting them, or sights are hurting them, or certain sensitivities in their skin, or things like that you and I would never have to worry about. Can cause these things. So yeah, it's crazy. It's a really interesting thing and stuff I'm still learning about today. What else? Not yet. It's on my things to watch. It'll be done wrap. Don't apologise, mate. It's interesting to hear, and fair play to you for being so open and sharing your story. Thank you, and thank you for the kind words too. My pleasure on both, Jace. Absolute pleasure. That's one thing I've always said. Whatever I'll do on here. And it's why it pissed me off when that idiot compared me to He Who Shall Not Be Named. Because the difference between me and that lad is that I'm being me on here. I'm honestly coming on here and talking about what I feel, how I see games, and how I feel about people. He's doing it to make money, and he's doing it from a completely different standpoint. And look, that's his prerogative, but it just annoyed me when that idiot came on here and just automatically compared me to him. Nah, night and day, mate. Night and day. And that's one thing I'll always do, is I'll always try and be honest on here, and it'll probably lose me more subscribers than it'll gain me, but I am who I am and I'm not going to change. There's enough people acting fake in the world and I'm not going to be one of them. Craig, do you still keep in contact with Jonathan from the A or W? Not really, Sean, if I'm being honest. I bumped into him at the Napoli game. I had a chat with him for a few minutes, but Jonathan's a very busy man as well. He's just had a new addition to his family, so himself and his wife have a new baby daughter. He's a busy man with work, and he's also involved in a few other things. So no, I don't really see him anymore, but of course I wish him well. And said, fantastic explanation, Craig, of autism as an adult with autism, telling people about having autism. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Mo Salah blanks Ramos in UEFA award ceremony. Did anybody see that? Yeah, and it's blanking him is being nice as far as I'm concerned. Craig, I always listen to the Woolcast. It was my evening swimming companion, helped me pass the time, and I enjoyed it. Thank you, mate. I had a great time on that as well. Some of the chats we had on there were brilliant. Yeah, some of my favourite times doing pods were on there. It was great. But we are now a YouTube channel, and doing this has been an absolute pleasure. I haven't regretted a single night or not enjoyed one night being on here so far. So calling ourselves a YouTube channel now is great, and I'm proud of it, and Connor's proud of it, and we're proud of what we're building and the community that we're building, because what me and Connor often talk about is not just Liverpool or not just numbers of subscribers or whatever, but the people in the chat. We're always talking about how amazing it is that people are getting to know each other, and that the whole community thing that we're starting or trying to foster is actually happening, and it's really nice to see. It's quality to see that people are coming in here, not just to watch what we're saying, or because they think what we say is anything special or anything like that, but they're coming in to interact with other people that they've got to know over the past few months, and people they may have seen on other streams as well, because I've noticed that everybody watches a lot of streams. But for us, it's brilliant that we're trying to bring these people into one area, and that's why we're trying to be consistent with nightly streams and stuff like that, because it's respect. We want to show you guys back the respect that you've given to us. So yeah, again, I keep saying thank you, but I do mean it. I really do mean it. You guys coming on here every night means the world to us. Craig, the only thing I regret in my life is wanting Jurgen Klopp out when we lost to Tottenham 4-1. I don't know where to go there, buddy. I don't know what to say to you, mate. I don't know why anybody would have wanted Klopp out that early, but I know how frustrating it is losing football games, mate. I was on holidays in Orlando when that game took place, and I'm not going to lie, it ruined 2 or 3 days of my holiday for me, and it shouldn't have. So I get your disappointment, but I always believed in Klopp, if I'm being honest, because I always believed we were blessed to have him at the club. I still can't believe to this day he's our manager. Paul said, hello Craig, happy with the draw, missing the brick chimney, but the green screen looks cool. Connor said to me earlier on, do you know what we should do? We should just put the fucking brick screen or the chimney on the green screen and just take the piss. Valga Craig said, I hate social media too. I only have a YouTube account, and places like this makes me happy. Good job, Craig. YouTube has been a revelation for me, mate. An absolute revelation. It's been brilliant to see the immediate interaction with people. Because when you put out a podcast and stuff, you hope it goes well. The numbers can suggest one thing, but you don't actually see people's physical reactions. Whereas you're on here, you're chatting to people. You get to see if they like what you said, they dislike what you said, or if they think something's particularly funny, and it makes you feel much better and much more connected to people. So that's the reason, one, we decided recently to give up podcast and concentrate 100% on this. And it's why I gave up Twitter as well, because I find Twitter can be a bit too negative at times. And I found that when I was going onto Twitter, and I went on there to look for people I liked, and I looked for people like Jace's articles, and I looked for designers that do great work and things like that, and that all makes me really happy. But inside all of that stuff, you then have the negativity. You've got the trolls, you've got the people who constantly want to piss on Liverpool, you've got the FSG outers, you've got our own fans who still don't fancy the manager, for instance, or various things like that. And I found that within 10 or 15 minutes of picking my phone up and looking at YouTube, or looking at Twitter, excuse me, I was getting angry. And I was getting off the phone, I was pissed off, and I didn't know why. So I took a couple of days away, and I felt better. And so then I decided the other night that, you know what, that's it for me. I'm giving up Twitter. and I'm going to concentrate on YouTube, and that's going to be my only social media interaction. And I think it's the best decision I've made. Unless, of course, you're one of the thumbs downers that hates me on here and then thinks that it's probably the worst decision I've made. But fuck them. A Conor McGregor hater. What a fucking Brazilian tool. I could understand, to be fair, why people dislike McGregor. I love him. I love his brashness. I love his arrogance. I love that he doesn't give a fuck. But I can also understand why people would think he's a rude, obnoxious prick. But as I said, I love him personally. Absolutely love the dude. I'm sick of Irish people sometimes being too nice or wanting to be liked by everybody or feeling like they have to apologise for their success. And then he came about and just did it differently, and it's brilliant. What else have we got? Farwell said, I'm usually a bit nervous, but I've decided if we're meant to win the league or the Champions League, we will do it. So it doesn't matter who we have to play. I love that attitude. I wish I could adopt it, but I'm going to be a fucking bag of nerves for some of these games. I don't know why, I just can't turn the nerves off. I've gotten to the stage where sometimes I can't even watch a penalty these days. I have to turn away, and that never happened to me before. Ant said, enjoyed watching the watch along before. It was miles better than the actual draw. Thank you, mate, that's really kind. I had fun as well. I enjoyed it. It was great having Cash on there helping out and chatting to everybody about what was going ahead. It was really exciting. It was kind of a bit dull, a bit boring. Pot 1 came out and it was new. Pot 2 came about and it started to form. It started a little bit more interesting because the groups were starting to take shape. And then when it got to pot 3, I'm not going to lie, my heart started to beat a bit faster, and I was really looking forward to seeing who Liverpool were going to get. And of course they came out with a fucking pot last. Valga Gray said, I don't know anything about MMA, but I love Khabib. Conor's a showman, not my type of person. Yeah, no, I get that. As I said, I completely get why people wouldn't like McGregor. But I don't like Khabib personally, and I don't know very much of him. But yeah, I just don't like him. I don't like some of the way he's acted. Yeah, I'll keep my opinions to myself because they're probably ill-informed to an extent, and I don't want to talk about a subject that I'm not very well informed on. The Raptor said, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Oh, and by the way, hit the like button. Because we have to hit 100 likes on this stream. I think we missed it last night, so we got to get back around tonight. So if you are watching, please do take a second and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. It really does mean a lot to us. Mickey said, I could talk rap all day long with you, Craig, Cash and all of the chat. It was a great community. I read that wrong the first time. I read that saying, I could talk rap all day too, along with you, Craig. I meant, I literally thought you were talking about rap, like we were talking about Tupac and Biggie here for a few minutes. I didn't realise you meant rap there. Craig Bellamy is knowledgeable, said Paul. I just like him, yeah. I just like that he speaks honestly, he talks about the game very articulately. Obviously he's played at the highest level, so he can talk about it well, but he does seem like somebody to me that would probably make a good manager as well. And where else are we? Stuart Pearce said Liverpool to win the league under the Bay. Hope so. I mean, I fucking really hope so. It is mad that a few people are now suddenly jumping on board the Liverpool bus, isn't it? Welcome to Belgrade, welcome to hell. That's not even original, is it? No. Welcome to fucking hell. Would you stop? Fucking Belgrade hell. Welcome to Belgrade and here's your 3 points, is what they should be saying. We're playing Belgrade at 5:55 UK time. I'll be making my dinner at that time, says Jay. I wouldn't have even had my dinner at that time. I'm a late eater, so I wouldn't have even started mine at that time. Paul said, on ESPN, Steve Nicol and Craig Burley are funny on autism, Craig. Can autistic kids have crack code analysis? Can't crack... What? Is Lucas named after the Brazilian? He is. Lucas is named after Lucas Leiva, yes. Absolutely 100% true. And some people look at me weird when I say that to them, but I have a lot of respect for Lucas Leiva for various different reasons. And as I said to you guys before, it's great. So I have a son called Lucas who's named after Lucas Leiva. But I've also managed to, before Lucas left the club, I managed to get a signed Lucas Leiva shirt done. So I have it in the wardrobe there, ready for my son when he gets older to explain to him about Lucas Leiva, where his name came from, and to have that shirt there to give him as well. There's no way that he who shall not be named's face will ever be going on my green screen. I can guarantee you that much, Will. I've had a few ideas actually that involved him, but it would be all ones that would have me kicked off YouTube within an hour. Craig and the guys, I'm on earlies again. It's been a pleasure. Night the Reds. Sean, buddy, it was a pleasure having you again with us, and go get some rest and we'll talk to you soon, sir. Cameron said, love in the background, Craig. Thank you very much. It's genuinely my window, I swear. I promise. It's my window. I've moved right beside into Anfield. They've given me my own corporate box here. They said, Craig, we dig what you're doing. We love that shiny egg head of yours. We feel like you need an office at Anfield. And I said, look, it's very kind of you, sir. If you want to make that happen, by all means. So here we are, Anfield Agenda, live in Anfield in our new executive offices. Yeah, hope you enjoy them. Good to see how strong our bench is against our rivals as they have the same fixture, says Eric. Klopp can father my children, says Harry. Okay, I'll let you have that one, mate. I mean, he would be a cool ass dad, to be fair. Ibrahimovic, the boss, said moderators are terrible and unfair. I'm not sure if you're talking about them in general, mate, or about our moderators, because our moderators are fucking kick ass and I love each and every one of them. Matthias said, I can't really see us anywhere other than winners of this group, and I am right with you, Matthias. I am right with you. I think Liverpool are more than capable of winning this group. Ant said the Belgrade home game is a day before my birthday. Actually, that does remind me, when is the first game? So the Liverpool PSG game is exactly 1 week after my birthday. So that game's on September 18th. So a week after my birthday. Joseph said, sorry, we'll give you a chance, Mank. What have you got to say? I think that was meant for Mr. Ibrahimovic. So yeah, you have the floor, Mr. Ibrahimovic. Do post your comments there. You're welcome to post as much as anybody else on the channel. Crosby Red said, Ibrahimovic, not a great idea to come on the LFC site and tell the lads to respect the Mank. To be fair, we've had Manchester United fans in before. We've had Everton. We have a regular Everton fan. We've had a Newcastle fan. We've had an Arsenal fan. They've all been treated with respect. They've all come in, added to the chat. We had a great time chatting to them. But of course, you often get people that come in and just have something smart to say. And those are the people that our guys just fucking slap around. So Connor said we're only 12 subscribers, guys. Just 12 subscribers off 3,700. So if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, come on. You could get us there tonight. You could get us past the 3,700 mark. So please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet done so. It only takes a second, but it means a big deal to us. So please do hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up as well. Raptor buddy, I will talk to you very soon. And thanks for the email back earlier on as well with that bit of information, buddy. I do appreciate it. Pepper Red said, it's relatively unseen to have an absolute army of spanners on a stream. I love it. That's it. We said before, we are, as Will pointed out, Blue Spanner FC. And that's why we're different. We want to be different on everything we can possibly fucking do on here. And if having an army of blue legends makes us different, then so be it. Brilliant. Love it. Why should we all do things the same? If other channels have 2 or 3 subs or 2 or 3 moderators, fucking let them. We'll have 10 million and it'll be brilliant. Jason said, it's good to see some more competition. Neymar won't have a chance. Absolutely. He'll get snuffed out of it at Anfield. He'll get booted up into the stand by Andy Robertson. He'll be sitting up on top of the King Kenny stand, shivering with the cold. How does one qualify to become a moderator? Asks Zaim. There's no real rhyme or reason to it, mate. What generally happens is people come on and have joined the streams and they're in the chat and they've been here for a few weeks and we kind of recognise them by then and we just say thank you. and we just make them a moderator. There's no criteria to it. It's just more our way of saying thank you to people that we recognise from coming back time and time again. And I know we've probably missed people, and I know there's probably a ton more people that watch all the time that we haven't seen. And we do apologise for that as well, because we try to interact as much with everybody and make everybody feel as welcome as they can. So if we've missed anybody else out on that, it wasn't done intentionally. Eric said, as I said 2 months ago, I'm waiting for a red spanner. You're going to have a long wait, Eric. I'll give you a blue one though. I can give you a blue one. So there you go. You've got a blue one now. But yeah, first question I asked Connor when he started talking to me about moderators, and he said, look, well, a moderator does this, this and this, and you'll see them on the channel, they're the guys with the blue spanners. The very first question I said is, do they have to be fucking blue spanners? Can we not make them red? And no, that's just a YouTube thing. There's nothing we can do about it. So maybe we can all campaign at YouTube that the spanner should be red, moderator should be red. Jimmy said, been here for ages, can I be a mod, Craig? I honestly don't. Have you changed names, Jimmy? Because honestly, mate, I don't remember seeing you being in here for ages. Oh, as I said a second ago, I could have just missed. Right, so let's do a few more. Done. Connor's gonna go mad here, but I love doing this. Jimmy, done. There you go. I feel like I'm knighting people here. It's brilliant. Oh, another one. DCB said he's a Moz on Daz's stream. Connor saying grr. Connor hates it when I do this, but we're Blue Spanner FC, man. If I told you, if we have 10,000 subscribers and 9,000 of those are moderators, I don't give a fuck. It's brilliant for me. It's more love, more protection for me as well against the trolls, so it's all good. Why don't more people do this? I don't understand why people don't do everything the way we do it, because it's the best way. He says jokingly, obviously. Craig, score predictions for the Leicester game, asks Jason. I'm going for 3-1, mate. I think, unfortunately, we will concede, as we will have to eventually, and I'm going for 3-1. Wouldn't mind the purple one to match the away kit, said Anthony. Yeah, why not? I mean, if we could get a few colours, that would be great. Blakely said, my blood was fucking boiling seeing Sergio Ramos behind Salah at the draw. You're not the only one, mate. I said at the time I want them to, if any of you guys have seen film The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner, I wanted Mo Salah to go full on Kevin Costner and give him that boom elbow straight to the fucking jaw when he was sitting behind him. Everton should 100% have red spanners. Yeah, but you see what you're assuming there is that there's actually people watching Everton streams, so 300 likes on the stream and I'll get a blue spanner tattoo, said Connor. And I'll do it. I'll make him fucking get it. I'll drag him to one of my mates and get him that tattoo. Craig, show us your spanner. You look at me, I'm a human spanner, mate. You get to see me every day. Rob bashes one out. Oh, brilliant. Unsubbed. Thank you, Rob. Time to go bash one out, I suppose, Mr. Bob. Maybe bash two out and treat yourself. Jay said Tottenham will come second in their group. Liverpool top the group by a point. Manchester City to bitch slap everyone in their group, and United to go down into Arsenal level. Oh, I'm loving that. Do you think Mourinho will be out before Christmas? Asks Tony. I hope not, Tony, mate. I really hope not, but maybe. I mean, Paddy Power paid out and I'm getting the sack already, and look, we know that they've done that for publicity, but I don't know. I don't know is the honest answer. Alisson will not concede, Craig. Then I am wrong, Jason. I will go with your expertise there. I'm quite happy for Alisson not to concede. DCB has gone for 4-0 to the Reds at the weekend. Nice. Eddie had said, Man City fan here. Don't have a clue why this is recommended, but I love balls. I think they're cute. Just like Liverpool. Lol. I honestly don't know if there's a compliment in there anywhere, mate, but you are welcome to the channel. If it was recommended to you, thank you. Thank you, YouTube, for that one. But, mate, welcome. Give us your thoughts on the season if you want to. Let us know how you feel about Manchester City's draw in the Champions League. And let us know how you're viewing life in general as a City fan. Welcome to the channel. I'm a proud member of the non-Spanner squad, said Pete McPeatface. Mo Salah, what's the next comment? Mo Salah was looking slick in that bow tie. He was looking dapper as fuck, wasn't he? I have to say, that was a great tin of fruit that he had on. He really did look the business. You're welcome, Cameron, mate, my pleasure. Mourinho needs to stay so United can fail, said Zaim. I'm with you on that one. Jay reckons 2-0 to the Reds on Saturday. I fucking hate these early kickoffs though, guys. I really don't. I'm not a fan of them. We've got 2 of them in a row. Leicester away and then we've got Spurs. I'm not a fucking fan of these early kickoffs. Ant giving us his League Cup team. So Mignolet, Gomez, Lovren, Matip, Moreno, Lallana, Fabinho, Hendo, Sturridge, Shaqiri, Milner. He said strong that consider most of our League Cup teams included the likes of Bogdan. It is a strong team. I wouldn't mind seeing some of the younger players get a run in there as well, to be fair. 3-0 at the weekend for Jimmy Keita to score. 3-0 for Zaim at the weekend. Liverbird 1 said, I hope Maureen stays, but I fear he'll go. But anybody can turn that shit team into a team. I think we beat PSG 3-1 on the 18th, says Jason. There will be goals in the game, so yeah, 3-1 seems a realistic score. Maguire will be in Virgil's pocket at set piece, says Paul. 3-0, set the dogs on the foxes from Eric. And Tony's welcoming the Manchester City fan, which of course we do. Everybody's welcome onto the channel. VVD header goal is happening against Leicester, rising like a salmon above Blockhead and header pass Michael. Well, you know I'm going to have my fiver on that, Jace. Every single weekend I'm sticking a fiver on the Van Dijk header until he scores. So Etihad says, or Etihad said, I think it was a good draw for us, but Liverpool got anally raped in the draw. But to be the best you have to beat the best. I guess Liverpool will go bald now, you legend. I don't think we did get that bad of a draw, mate, if I'm being honest. I mean, PSG is going to be a tough game, but we're more than capable of beating them at home. We're more than capable of maybe getting a result away, and we're definitely capable of beating Napoli. So I'm pretty happy with our draw overall. Could have been a lot worse. As you said, your draw was pretty good, so looks like it's a pretty straightforward path through to the knockout stages for City. Connor said, I hope Mourinho gets the sack and Allardyce takes over. Oh, fucking man, imagine that. The scenes if that happened. Oh, I'd be over there with the gravy myself. I'd be literally covering Old Trafford in Bisto. It'd be fucking brilliant. I reckon Shaqiri will come on as a sub against Leicester, said Cameron. Another clean sheet for Abu at the weekend. I'd love another clean sheet, guys. I really would. 4 in a row would be delicious. Mossy Wassy said the Red Star game is a 5:55 PM kickoff. Yeah, it's unfortunate that these things happen, but you know, to be realistic to them, it has to be a decent time for the locals to be able to watch the game as well over there. Tough day, Chelsea in the Carabao and PSG Napoli in the Champions League, said Krishna. Yeah, but that's what it's all about, isn't it, mate? I look at it as a positive. We get to look forward to some great games coming to Anfield, and you got to beat the best. To be the best, as our friend from the Etihad said earlier on. UEFA Champions League kickoff time has changed. What's your reaction to that, said Blue Tick Gaming? It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. Nobody likes a 6 o'clock kickoff, let's be honest. Nobody likes it. We all want an 8 o'clock kickoff, but we have to do what we have to do, so let's just wait and see what happens. My name is Craig, by the way, mate. Welcome to the channel. I'm Craig. I'm the host, I guess, on the Anfield Agenda here most of the time, but you're very welcome along, mate. Will said, Allardyce, phone rings. Hello? Ed? Manage United, you say, Mr. Woodward? Alright, make it 250 grand a week and a truck full of pies. and I'll be there on Sunday. I imagine the conversation would go something along those lines as well. And I imagine the 250 grand a week would be 100 grand a week on the books and 150 grand a week in Bisto shares. Abu was going for a Mane brace on Saturday, which you know what, you could well be right. Mane seems in great form this season so far. 3 goals in 3 games, so why not? 5 and 4 sounds good. Jay said if Mourinho got sacked and Allardyce got appointed playing the style wouldn't change, but the sales of Bisto and Manchester would go through the roof. So, you know, we could see Bisto then on the sleeves of the shirt, Jace, as their shirt sleeve sponsors. Bit of Bisto. Jay says Connor for one game 100% record, then will be sacked because Big Sam was talking to Sheikh Mansour's cousin. Oh, nailed it. You've absolutely nailed that one. Anthony said, well, we went to Manchester last year and beat the best team in England last season, so it can be done. Abu said, I'd love to see Sturridge and Shaqiri starting a game with Mane, and Keita has a good link with Sturridge in the pre-season. He did. They were really on a good link, as you said, in pre-season. They looked like they were on the same wavelength, so hopefully that type of form can be carried into the season, and if they do play together they continue on where they left off. Claire Dean says, do we know who playing the first match? Yes, Claire, we are playing Paris Saint-Germain at Anfield on the 18th of September at 8 o'clock in the first game of the Champions League, which is a belter of a game to kick off our Champions League campaign. Yeah, really looking forward to it. It's a Tuesday night as well, I believe. Tony said he has a gravy factory, Craig. Big Sam the ham roll. Liam Granby said buzzing about the group, can see us topping it to be honest, and I reckon we'll get the win at the weekend. Going 2-0, Salah first goal. Craig, what's your thought on the group? It's a good group, it's an interesting group, and one I'm looking forward to seeing the Reds take part in. Like you, Liam, I think we can top it, and we've nothing to fear. They have to fear us just as much as we possibly have to fear any of them, but I reckon we can beat everybody at home. Definitely can pinch a point away at Napoli. Definitely get 3 points away at Red Star. And then, you know, if we can pinch something at PSG, then all the better. But I'm going for 13 points and the Reds going through. Crosby Red said, welcome City fan. Do your fans have any website streams like Anfield Agenda? I'm waiting for the answer to be no. We have good ones. Phil Brazil said, PSG fan here, but speak English and love the roots and common business atmosphere at Liverpool. Not poor people, but poor enough. Klopp has balls of wood to beat PSG, mate. We're very capable of beating anybody, to be honest. That's the confidence that Klopp has given us Liverpool fans with the style of football and the players that we've at the club. We know that PSG have superstars. We know that they've got incredible players, mate, but we feel we can give anybody a game, so I mean, let's see what happens. Let the games happen and may the best team win. I'm only commenting so you give me a shout out. Okay, well, however you're commenting or why you're ever doing it, mate, welcome and thank you. Home, Claire. Home in the first game against PSG. Big Sam downing pints of wine in the Old Trafford dugout, said Connor. Pints of gravy, you mean, to be fair. Pints of wine. Pints of gravy. Allardyce Man U contracts in a brown envelope. Why are we screwed, Johnny Gooch, mate? Why are we screwed? Surely you're not worried about that Champions League group. I mean, we're going to top it, so relax, buddy. It's all good. Claire said it's going to be a good week of footy. There's lots of great games to look forward to. There really is. October looks like one hell of a month as well. What about Chelsea in the League Cup? Says Mossy Wossy. I'm really unsure as to what to expect from Klopp with that, mate. I suppose a lot will depend on the fitness of players and who we have available, but we're at home, so the onus is on us to get the result. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but it'll also be interesting because Chelsea, of course, will have a Europa League to worry about, so it'll be interesting from their perspective to see how seriously they take the competition as well. Obviously, Sarri's first year, he may want to get some silverware. So we may go serious in the competition, but again, just another interesting game, another good part of the season, and we've got to beat the best to be the best, so bring them on. Johnny, mate, honestly, relax. There's no way we're not getting through the group. We're absolutely getting through the group. Don't you worry about that. You've got my baldy egg guarantee that we're getting through this group. Mate, don't underestimate how good we are. So relax, chill, enjoy the Champions League, and just wait and see what happens. But enjoy it, because you want nights like these. You want to be playing teams like Paris Saint-Germain, Napoli. It's what being in the competition's all about. So nobody's going to want to come to Anfield. It's not going to be an easy game for anybody. As fans, we should be looking forward to this. I'm backing the team and the manager, and I have full faith that we're going to get through this group. I honestly do. Ant said, hope Chelsea and Arsenal get sent to the deepest parts of Europe tomorrow. Andre says we will batter Napoli. Abu said, I'll be in Thailand on the 18th, going to be awake at like 3 in the morning. Our group is good, Red Star is a good atmosphere, PSG is class, and Napoli lost a few stars in the last window, can't wait. Again, I'm very confident. I'm really confident in this Liverpool team. I believe in the guys. I believe that we're capable of going far in everything. I mean, Jurgen Klopp has filled us as fans and the team's performances full of belief. Absolutely full of belief. Well, I am anyway. Jay said, PSG and the cocky bastard Neymar will underestimate Anfield's atmosphere, and there'll be another fine night as our fans. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that part, because we're not going to be doing that. We're going to welcome them in with atmosphere, but there will be no performances like there were against Manchester City in regards to the bus, because that shouldn't happen. It's one thing making an intimidating atmosphere, having smoke bombs and singing LA, 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 but it's got to stop there. We don't want any bus damage or anything like that, because that's not what we're about as fans. Brian King said, I'm more than happy with that draw. Red Star I think got 6 points, or I think we'll get 6 points, excuse me. PSG I think will beat them home and away. Napoli I think will beat them at home and draw away. Napoli is a tough place to go. It is definitely a tough place to go, you're right. But I'm really, like you Brian, I'm very happy with the group. Zyme said, I'm just buzzing for the season, strongest we've had since our glory days. Napoli and PSG in the UEFA Champions League, Chelsea in the League Cup, bring them on, says Andre. Big Sam's napkin doubles as a brown envelope, said Liverbird. I mean, there you go, he's saving the environment. What more do you want from the man? Claire Dean said, all for my birthday on the 17th. I don't see much sleeping going on that week. It's mine the week before, Claire. Mine is September the 11th, so there you go. It's a weird ass birthday now. It wasn't when I was born, but it's a weird ass day now. Damo, mate, thanks for joining us again on the stream, buddy. It's always been a pleasure, so we'll chat to you really soon. Chelsea fans are ridiculously cringy with their sorry ball. Fucking hell, said Connor. Connor, don't speak about your own like that, mate. You're one of them this weekend. One of them. And remember when you're over there, the way to keep safe is just remember that they're all fucking rent boys, mate. Every last one of them. That's the way to keep yourself safe over there. Johnny, mate, I'm not sure if you're calling me Tony or somebody else in the group, but I'm definitely not Tony. I'm detesting Chelsea like the Manx, says Paul Turner. Will said, you're going there, Connor, so you can tell us firsthand. Match of the day, said Craig. You'll get stacks of views on PSG or Napoli nights in the Champions League from recent experience. You'll probably be on about 7k subs by the end of the group stages. I honestly, well, thank you, mate. I like the fact that you're believing in us, so thank you on that one. I honestly never know what to expect on these things. Some nights you go on, you do a stream and you think, do you know what, tonight could be a good one actually. Tonight we could do really well, get lots of people in, we could have a lot of fun, we might pick up a load of subs. And it might just, do okay and you don't get what you're hoping or expecting. Other nights you come on and you pick up a load of subs out of nowhere and you're like, oh my god, what's going on here? So it's really tough to say, but they're going to be great nights to share with you guys. Those games are going to be brilliant to be able to come on, watch and experience with the 3,700 odd amazing people that are subscribed so far. So if we can push on and get past 5k, I mean, that's our goal for the season, if I'm being honest. 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season would be amazing. I'm sure we'll probably get there. We're doing okay. We've ticked along. We've got about 2,000 in the last month or so. So yeah, it's all good. I'm just looking forward to sharing the journey this season with all you amazing guys. And girls, of course. I say guys. When I say guys, I'm addressing everybody, by the way. It's just an Irish way of phrasing things. Fergie's chewing gum to be the next Man United manager, said Megan Anki. And guys, don't forget, please do, can somebody give me a count actually on the thumbs up? Please do hit that thumbs up button if you're watching. And last time we checked, we were only 12 subscribers away from 3,700. So if you are watching and you haven't yet subscribed, just take a second please, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And the more we grow, the more reds we get to reach, which is absolute quality. So thank you for that one. Match of the Day said, from recent experience on watching watch-alongs, you'll have about 5k viewers. Our watch-alongs, I've kind of averaged out at about 17 or 18,000 views made for the watch-alongs. We got, in pre-season, we got 32,000 for Napoli, 22,000 for the United game. Pre-season was a bit better. We were average because the games were a bit harder to get. I think we were averaging around the mid-20s. But the Premier League game so far, I think we're averaging about 12 or 13,000 views for the watch-alongs, which is brilliant. I mean, it's great to know that many people are popping in and saying hello, or just popping over even for a minute, and they know the channel exists, which is what it's all about. So Thomas said, last 15 minutes, best Irish movies, TV shows. Yes, mate, that's a good topic. Because if nothing else, if people aren't Irish, of course, we can educate them on some great films to watch, because we've made a lot of good films. So good shout, Thomas. We'll start that at 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock, we'll go to 12:15, and that'll be our stream then. So well in, mate. Andre said, is anybody thinking of coming to Belgrade for the match against Red Star? I'm sure there will be, mate. I'm sure some people will definitely be heading over for that one. Johnny Gooch said, watch PSG play an open attacking style against us and Bobby Firmino banging in a hat-trick. Childish Gansbino, how the hell are you, sir? He says, Craig, how are you, mate? I am tickety-boo, sir. Great to have you back with us. Connor said, I'm definitely not Tony. We should put that on a t-shirt. Joseph is saying, no, Tom. We had films last night. Sorry, pal. Yeah, but Irish films and TV shows, I mean, there's been some absolute beauties over the last few years. Unless anybody comes up with anything better. I mean, the floor is open here. We've got 12 minutes to come up with a better suggestion. Jimmy, mate, we will talk to you soon. Go get some rest and we will catch up tomorrow. Sorry, I always associate Irish people with being Tonys. Don't know why. You must have had experience with Irish Tonys. No, mate, my name is Craig, but welcome, Johnny. Great to have you with us. Chelsea fans just say sorry ball and don't even know what it is. I bet they don't even understand sorry style of play, yet they know everything. Think they know everything in their comments. I guarantee you I know more about sorry than most of the Chelsea fans, because I've watched Napoli for quite a few years. And they play really good keep ball football, but at times on Napoli anyway, they lacked some penetration. They were a little bit soft at the back at times. But look, he's at Chelsea now, different club, so we'll have to set the team up slightly differently. But keeping and retaining possession, particularly with the midfielders, is something that Sarri's all about. PSG at Anfield, beautiful. And 3-0. Eric is going for a 3-0 result to the Reds. I can see that game being something fucking mental, like 4-2 or something like that. Brian King said, PSG playing the French League, they'll shit themselves when they face us. They'll be more worried about us than we will be about them. I've no doubt that Neymar will be a cocky bastard and think he can just show up at Anfield and everything will be fine. He's in for a shock when he gets here. The Mans 2 said only Liverpool and Red Star Belgrade have Champions League titles in our group, which is a good point. Jay said, I know it's only 3 games, but I can see Alisson getting the Golden Glove. His ability to keep the ball to keep his head in the game with us winning 1-0 in the 89th minute and making crucial saves, and for our defence. He looks great. He looks really good. So 92 likes, 95 likes, 96 likes, 97 likes. So we're getting close, guys. We're getting close to that 100 likes. Connor, avoid the plastic flags at the ground, please. Get the new stand brickwork in the background. Yeah, we looked at that as well. We did look at that. We played around with a few images at the stand, and we'll change them as we go by. We're going to make up different backgrounds for different shows, and we're going to make them a lot more Anfield Agenda friendly as well. So bear with us. We'll get this right as we move along. Match of the day said, no, Craig, I'm saying you'll have 5k viewers live. Alright, fucking hell. That's mad. Don't think we've ever had anywhere near that. No, actually, I know we've never had anywhere near that, mate. That's nuts. You're frightening me with those numbers. Sometimes I don't like to think about the amount of people that might be watching, because it would make me even more nervous. But wow, that would be brilliant. So if your channel ranks highly in the YouTube search, I wouldn't be surprised if you got 100,000 views. Fucking hell, that would be amazing, mate. But fingers crossed, that would be brilliant for us. I'm such a newbie to YouTube, mate, so at times here I could be speaking to people and I could be talking to you or Joseph or Pepperhead, or somebody else could have a channel with 200,000 subs and I might be ignorant here and not know. So if anybody of I'm ever speaking to are YouTubers that have big channels and I don't feel like or you don't feel like I'm in the know a little bit, or I'm not talking to you about it, it's not because I'm trying to be a prick. It's generally because I'm new to YouTube and I'm not really someone that's up on all the channels or what fan channels do well. So I'm not being a bastard if I don't acknowledge anybody, so please bear with me. Jay said, I really like the way Klopp wears a tracksuit. It makes a real statement that you don't always have to look professional by wearing a suit to represent the club in a positive way. It's because he's a fellow chav. Klopp knows. He drinks the chap juice. He drinks the diet chav. He knows. He wears the tracksuits. I mean, he's a man of the people, Jurgen Klopp. That's it. He's a man of the people and he likes his diet chav like the rest of us. Gareth said, this team is as good as teams from the 70s and 80s with Keegan, Toshak, Rush and co. So I think Liverpool win the Champions League, hopefully against United in the final. Absolutely not. We absolutely don't want to be playing United in the final because they're not going to get anywhere near the final. I wouldn't mind dismantling Real Madrid in the final, but I'd rather beat them over 2 legs. Blue Spanner Ultras, said Paul. That's what we are, mate. Well in. That's a great name for our lads. Blue Spanner FC, and then we can have the Blue Spanner Ultras, which would be a breakaway section of Blue Spanner FC. I mean, the real hardcore. So Zyme is saying 3 more likes, guys. Come on. Pepper Red saying 1 more like only needed. Come on, guys. Don't forget, if you are watching, do hit that like button. We've always tried to hit 100. That's our aim on every stream. Hopefully we're going to get there before we finish up. And I don't know where we are on subscribers. I don't know if we've moved along, but we were only 12 away from 3,700. So if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, if you can take a minute to do so, we would very much appreciate it. Ray Heffernan said, I'm in the north of Italy, so equidistant from Paris and Naples. Nice. Handy one for you then, Ray. Opportunities there to go to both. If you get sorted with any away tickets, Ray, there's a few floating around, or you've 1 or 2 that you don't need, mate, then you know you've got a bald Irish friend here who can fly over. Johnny Gooch said, Tony, LFC, you must be Irish with a name like Tony. Best comedy TV shows, yeah, I can definitely talk about that. That's a great show as well, so maybe we can go with that, Zion. Look at what you started, Tony. I know, I'm sorry. I mean, if you want to call me Tony after Tony Soprano, I can go with that one. I mean, I can dig that. I'll call myself Tony in that way. Vinny, mate, thank you for the compliment, buddy. Great to have you with us again, and we'll talk to you very soon. Opinions on the Manchester City documentary. I can't give you one, Zion, mate, because I haven't watched it yet. I keep meaning to get round to having a look at it, but I just haven't watched it yet, so I'm not the best person to ask on this one, but I know you're asking the group. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you. Ricky said, just in from work, Craig, love the background. What's your thoughts on both draws today? Can we beat any team on our day? Absolutely, mate. Champions League draw, I'm delighted with, Ricky. I think it's a great opportunity for us to have massive nights at Anfield, play against some really good attacking teams that I think will bring the best out of us. And the Chelsea in the League Cup, it's a tricky one. I honestly don't know. I'd be more interested to see what type of side Klopp puts out. But yeah, of course we can get through that as well. But I've got to be honest, if I'm being really blunt about this, I honestly don't really give a fuck about the Carabao Cup. If I'm being blunt, for me it's the League and the Champions League. An FA Cup run would be nice, but of all of them, that's the one for me that I'd happily just throw in the bin. Yay, Anthony said we've hit the ton. We've hit the 100 thumbs up, so thank you guys so much for that one. That does mean a lot. It really means a lot. I know it's a simple thing, but it means a lot for us to get that each night. Claire Dean said Neymar will be ballet dancing after the first tackle by Milner, she's thinking, and then he'll know he's at Anfield. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold will send them one way across the field, and then Andy Robertson will come flying in from the left and boot him high into the King Kenny stand, and he will fucking know that he is at Anfield then, Claire. Steve, mate, thanks for joining us, buddy. Go get some rest, and we will talk to you very soon. Pepper Red said that he's buzzing to be part of the solution. We haven't actually said that in a while, have we? Be part of the solution. Welcome to Anfield Agenda. Join the solution. Be part of the solution. We never did figure out what the fucking problem was that we were solving, but we have quieted down on that, and we've kind of gone with fuck them a little bit instead, haven't we? DZB buddy night, and we'll talk to you very soon. Liverpool should have the psychological edge over City because they're Brazil's #1 keeper and City have the substitute. I'm taking that as well. I'm taking every fucking psychological advantage we can get. Johnny Gooch said, is Liverpool the biggest club in Ireland? Here in Canada everybody is Arsenal or a PSG fangirl. Oh god, I would have thought Canada was a bit more class than that, to be fair, but in all seriousness, it's probably, if I'm being honest, Johnny, mate, it's probably a 50-50 split here for the two main clubs between United and Liverpool. It is pretty down the middle. There are Arsenal fans as well. There's quite a few Arsenal fans. There's a few Leeds fans, particularly in middle-aged men. There's a lot of Leeds fans here in Ireland. Couple of Everton fans as well. I know a few Everton fans over here, but in the main, I would say the two biggest clubs would be Liverpool and Manchester United. LFC Forever said, best LFC content and hosts. Thank you very much, mate. I'm glad you enjoy the channel, and thank you for joining us, and again for your comment. It really means a lot. Opinions of Pep Guardiola admitting he was scared of Liverpool. Respect, if I'm being honest. Respect that he had the balls to say that he was worried about us. There are some managers who wouldn't admit that, even to their own staff. So, yeah, I mean, respect to the dude. I'd be worried about that front three as well. Who wouldn't? I'm sure Jurgen Klopp has sat down at times with his coaching staff and said, you know what, I'm worried about De Bruyne and Aguero and David Silva. I mean, because that's what happens when you face clubs that have quality players. So, I mean, yeah, respect to the guy for being open and honest. That's my feelings about it. Squism said, Klopp's evolution has been brilliant. First season pressing to exhaustion. Second season scoring for fun. Third season balanced squad, able to see out matches and hopefully win silverware. Liferbird said, Neymar has seen some things, I'm sure, but he's in for a shock with our Anfield meet and greet. Nothing like it. Real talk. Klopp is the most likeable manager since Cloughie, said Gareth. The trigger happy Spanner Ultras. There you go, Pepper Red. Craig, make sure you brush your teeth with the amount of sugar in that diet, chav. Well, there's absolutely zero sugar in it, which is why I drink it. It's full of aspartame or whatever the sweetener is, but I brush my teeth 3 times a day, mate. But yeah, I do love it. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love the diet, chav. Ian Turlington said, think United will struggle in their group. If they can't beat Sevilla, then Valencia will give them problems. Valencia away is not an easy game either. Can you imagine a Liverpool-Manchester City final? City wouldn't even show up. Well, do you know what? It wouldn't be hard to get tickets because we know that City would have to give up a lot of their allocation. Or no, they'd probably buy them and then just have empty seats there so they could say it's sold out. Tony said, yeah, I am Irish. That's a good guess. Best actors and actresses of all time, said Jay. I think the comedy show is a good one, to be fair. I think that's something we all have, some comedy shows that we love. So look, it is midnight. We are into the last 15 minutes. So if anybody had joined us for some Liverpool talk, you know, now was a time where we change things around. So for the last 15 minutes of the late night agenda, we talk about something completely different. We have a bit of fun, we have a laugh, and we talk about things that we've enjoyed growing up or our favourite music, TV shows and stuff. So for tonight, as was recommended by somebody in the stream, let's have a chat about your favourite comedy shows of all time. For me, I'm going to just name a couple off here. Seinfeld, I absolutely adore. Curb Your Enthusiasm, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They'd probably be three of my favourites, and I'm probably missing a shit ton more. But for me, Seinfeld is just one of the best shows ever made. As is Curb Your Enthusiasm. Love them both. Ray said Past the Freedom is the best ever Irish comedy series, I reckon. Rats in the Flats went on to become Lord Bolton. For Irish shows, I mean, one Irish show stands head and shoulders above everything else. It took me by surprise because I didn't watch the show for a fucking long time. I kept hearing people talk about it and I just kept saying, nah, I'm not going to watch it, It's an Irish show, it must be shit, but I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not going to say the name, I'm waiting to see if anybody comes up with the name or guesses what I'm talking about. But for me, there is one Irish TV show that is head and shoulders above anything else that's been produced in this country. Phoenix Nights and Alan Partridge are fucking hilarious, said Paul. I don't know why. I never got into Phoenix Nights, and I can't explain why, because I'm a real big fan of Peter Kay. I don't know why I didn't get into Phoenix Nights. Did watch Alan Partridge though. Why did you click out Zaim's message? Alright, I bet the Blue Spanners can't retract this message. He was baiting you, mate, and you bit on it. Aspartame is a carcinogenic. So is a lot of things though, mate. I mean, if you look into some of the foods that we all eat every day and some of the sweeteners that are in things that we eat, cigarettes, beer, all these things, there's a lot of carcinogenic things. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die, Johnny, and I'm going to enjoy myself along the way. I don't drink, I don't smoke. So if I have a few cans of Diet Coke every day and that's the worst I do in life, then, I don't think I'm doing too bad. If I end up passing away of a disease at some point, then that's it. I'm not going to worry about it, mate. Life is life. Take one day at a time and keep going. The Commitments. What a film. The Commitments and the Van. Roddy Doyle, fucking legend. Only Fools and Horses. Of course. The king of all shows. We spoke about that the other night. I've got a box set of that. That is one of my prized possessions. Killing a Scully from Thomas. Family Guy. Hancock's Half Hour and Steptoe and Son. Love Steptoe and Son. Absolutely Fabulous from Far Isle. It was a really good show, to be fair. It was a weird one. It was a show you probably shouldn't have liked, but they were really, really good. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, everybody I think watched that growing up. Amazing show. Absolute. Uncle Phil and Carlton. His It's Not Unusual dance was just something that everybody in the world I think knows. There you go. Tony has named the show. He's got it bang on. The best Irish TV show for me ever made, without a shadow of a doubt, is Love Hate. It's a good Irish show about crime in Ireland. It's an absolute fucking belter of a show. I've yet to meet anybody from any country who's watched Love Hate and hasn't become addicted to it. It's a fucking brilliant show. Anything with Kevin Hart, Eddie Murphy or Martin Lawrence is the favourites of Long Live King Mo. Has anybody seen, now I'm a big stand-up geek as I've said before, has anybody seen the original Kings of Comedy? It's a stand-up show that took place in America with Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hewley, Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hewley. Who else was in it? There was two more. Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hewley, Steve Harvey, and oh my god, how can I not? The best one of all time. What's the dude's name? He's died. Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hewley, Steve Harvey, and oh my god, I can't remember. Anyway, it'll come to me in a minute. But if you haven't seen the original Kings of Comedy, check it out. I don't know if you can get a free stream of it, whatever, but it's absolutely hilarious. Father Ted was brilliant. The In-Betweeners, Gavin and Stacey, and Car Share. Jace, I love every single one of those shows, mate. Absolutely, every single one of them. Spot on. Blackadder, Faulty Towers, Only Fools and Horses. Yeah, it's mad how Father Ted caught on around the world, isn't it? It's crazy. Imagine you were going to pitch that show to a TV executive, and you were saying like it's about Irish priests living out in the arsehole of nowhere in an island. You wouldn't have thought it would be as good. He actually, Dermot Morgan went to the same school as me, in Stillorgan in Dublin, so I kind of feel a little bit of affinity towards Father Ted. Eddie Murphy Raw is hilarious, by the way. I have seen that one. I'm still trying to think of the other actor in the Kings of Comedy, and he's one of my favourite stand-ups, but I'm absolutely just drawing a blank here. So there was D.L. Hewley, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, and I can't think of the fucking name. It's just driving me mad. What else have we got? Phoenix Nights, Red Dwarf, and The Office from Ian Turlington. Mrs. Brown's Boys from Jay. Tramadol Nights. I actually do know Tramadol Nights. Frankie Boyle. I love Frankie Boyle. And I also take Tramadol, funnily enough, on a daily basis, Gary. So both of those get a yes from me. Def Jam box set. Vardy is Steptoe. He absolutely is. Coronation Street is not an Irish TV show, Johnny. It's based in Manchester. Hardy Bucks is an absolute fucking belter of a show, Jay. Well in. Hardy Bucks is brilliant. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Watch the Reds, mate. I mean, that's enough to kill off anybody. Some of the heart attacks we've had over the years watching the Reds. Bernie Mac was the other person. It's just come to me there. So Bernie Mac was the other person from the original Kings of Comedy. Fucking brilliant. Bernie Mac's an absolute legend of comedy. Wasn't Father Ted UK made? It was a Channel 4 programme that was also done in association with RTE at times, but it was written by an Irish man about Irish people in Ireland with Irish actors. So I'd say it's pretty Irish, to be fair. It may have been produced by Channel 4, but was written by an Irish guy, starred Irish people, was filmed about Ireland, a lot of it in Ireland, because some of it was filmed in Greystones and stuff as well, so it's pretty Irish, to be fair, right? Faulty Towers, and some mothers do have them. Faulty Towers is just the best 12 episodes of comedy. They stopped at a 12 and it was so perfect, because it just couldn't have got any better. The Wind That Shakes the Barley, Megan Onke said. It's a good film. It's a sad film, but it's a good film. The Young Ones. I used to love a bit of that as well. I used to love The Young Ones. My Wife and Kids, said Long Live King Mo. That's funny. My kids grew up watching My Wife and Kids. Drake and Josh, a little bit after my time. Seinfeld is my favourite Irish show then, says Johnny. There you go. Seinfeld, definitely your favourite Irish show. Jerry Seinfeld is a renowned Irishman as well, you're right. Best comedy show on a Monday night was United vs Spurs, says Mickey. Love Hey Paul is definitely, as you said there in your comment, it's definitely the best Irish TV programme of all time. It's fucking brilliant. Chubby Brown, says Gareth Phillips. Wasn't a fan of Chubby Brown, actually. I don't know why. I do love comedy, but just I didn't like Chubby Brown. Open All Hours. which was actually weirdly something I didn't like Jason. I don't understand why. Liking David Jason, I probably should have liked Open All Hours. Johnny said, I showed some of my Canadian buddies the Full Monty and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels and they loved them. Neither of them made it to North America. Which is, yeah, two great films. Lock, Stock, I really like Lock, Stock. Trailer Park Boys, though, you gave us Trailer Park Boys, Johnny, and we should be grateful for that because that's another brilliant show. Do we have many Trailer Park Boys fans actually in the chat? It's one of those shows that people either like, has a massive following, or they just don't know what the fuck it is. Monkey said, just finished work, how's it going lads? Not a bad group, I quite fancy a trip to Paris and Belgrade, could be a bit tasty though. Yeah, it's a good group, mate. I'm very confident we're going to get over it. But yeah, it is a good group. Jim Jeffries, love Jim Jeffries. Only went to see him recently actually, in Dublin. Really, really good show. Yeah, love Jim Jeffries. Johnny said, Jim Jeffries is funny but he's wrong most of the time, so jokes mostly on him. Yeah, but he's also fucking hilarious, Johnny, to be fair. His I know it's the one he's most famous for, but his skit about guns was amazing. But just going back long before that, I've liked him before he even made it onto American TV. I mean, going back 7 or 8 years, I've been watching Jim Jeffries. He's absolute quality. The General with Brendan Gleeson was a great film, mega donkey. The funny thing about that film is you forget it's in black and white after like 5 minutes. Bernie Mac's set on Def Comedy Jam is one of the funniest routines ever, said Squisms. He is a king for me, Squisms, in comedy. Bernie Mac is an absolute fucking legend. God rest his soul, he's an absolute legend. Ori, Education on Life, Trailer Park Boys. Trailer Park Boys is hilarious. Craig, did you ever like Damo and Ivor? I watched a little bit of it. I wouldn't say I liked it. I did watch it. It was okay. It wasn't bad. I haven't seen that comedy, Johnny mate, that you're talking about there now. Jack D live, says Lee. I do like Jack D's dry sense of humour. I liked him more about 10 years ago than now. I don't think he's as funny anymore. Best stand-up comedians, Bill Hicks and George Carlin. Both absolute quality, so I won't disagree. Monkey, I love both of them. Frank Carson, God, we're going back now. We're really going back. Ziyech is a decent footballer, Andre. I wouldn't say he's top level. I think there's a reason he's still at Ajax. He's good, but I don't think he's really up there in the higher echelons of football. .4 Children, Jesus Christ, that's gone back as well. Definitely watch that though, without a doubt. Paul, talk to you soon, buddy, and don't forget the fake beards. I'm still waiting on those fake beards, Paul. Did you like Cardboard Gangsters? Is that the one with the traveller guy from Love Hate? If it is that film, I haven't yet seen it, and I kept meaning to watch it. I think I actually even downloaded it. Chopper. Now there's a film, Joseph, you're right. Chopper was a fucking brilliant film. Absolute fucking a mixture of comedy and absolute madness, but a brilliant film. Right, what have we got? It is now just coming to 1:15, guys, so you know what, I am going to have to call it a night because I'm absolutely knackered. Jay said, used to love Lee Evans, he's gone a bit stale now. Peter Kay's live show was brilliant. Jason Manford is great as well, Jace, to be fair. My daughter's a massive Jason Manford fan, loves his comedy. Guys, you know what, look, it's been another long one. Thank you so much for joining us. We've just gone over the 2 hours again. There's still time, if you're watching, to hit that subscribe button, guys. We're trying to get to 3,700 subscribers, so if you're watching this on playback, thank you for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed the new background as well. First night we've trialed this one. Thank you to everyone that's been in the chat. You're all absolute legends. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We will be back with you tomorrow. As always, same time, same place. Until then, up the motherfucking Reds.